Greetings and salutations to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Clicker welcomes you back to yet another Grim Dawn video. As always, I hope you're doing really well. Today we're just going to take a quick look, kind of, I guess, sort of a build guide on the Dreeg's Evil Eye Warlock that I have in existence. It never occurred to me to do a guide or an update on this video because I've been running it through with my multiplayer series over with Stevens. You'll find, just search Grim Dawn Multiplayer on either of our channels, and you'll find the series. But yeah, we've just been chipping away at that, and I've never actually stopped to talk about exactly what I'm doing with this build. I mean, you can watch all 70-something episodes, and you can see all the trials and tribulations as to what we've gone through to get to this point, because I did struggle with this build for quite a while, because it's not my usual playstyle, and I tried to do something that would initially just try to augment Steve as a team. Like, I would do the long-range crowd control stuff, and he would do the up-in-your-face tanking. But this build's actually come really into its own, and it's super strong, just running around on its own at the moment. Haven't completely finished veteran mode just yet, but I'm pretty confident she'll go pretty well through the end of the game, which is going to be pretty freaking awesome. So, you call this a build guide up to level 55, but we'll certainly do a full update once we approach higher levels. I'll definitely want to revisit a proper build guide for this video, for this character, upon reaching further levels. But without further ado, we'll jump across to the skills. We'll start with Occultist first, as I guess it would be the primary of this build. So we'll start with the main one. It's Dreeg's Evil Eye. So I've got the tree, or the mastery, the skills set up as such. Max Dreeg's Evil Eye, of course. Maxed Bloodburst as well. I've got just 1 point in Terrifying Gaze because it does a little bit of stuff. It's got a chance to stun and terrify. It's nice to have when you're spamming the bejesus out of it. And full max Vile Eruption as well, and it's currently +2, I believe, from my gun, Slime Bolter. Yes, that is correct. So this is the main tree that we've got going on, so we're mostly doing, excuse me, this cough is a shocker. There's poison and acid damage through all here, so that's our main damage focus, of course. And augmented secondarily by vitality damage from Vile Eruption. I think that's mostly where it comes from. I've got, so that's the main attack, of course. I should mention, just spamming Dreeg's Evil Eye. That's the central focus, and we barely ever use normal weapon attack. I've got 6. Actually, I don't know exactly how many points I've got in Do Bolt, but it's currently sitting at 6 with bonuses. This is the really good single target damage dealer, just to augment Dreeg's Evil Eye, and that's how we got it rolling right now. You just big single target, or like small clusters of crowd control, or if you come up against a hero monster or the like, it's very nice to have. So yeah, definitely put some points in there. That's got vitality damage as well, more chaos damage than vitality, but it's just a big nuke in either event. And to augment both of those, I've got currently 6 points in possession. I'm undecided whether I'm going to go more into that or not, but 75% to acid, vitality, chaos, and poison, as well as chaos resistance, damage absorption, skill disruption protection. It's all really nice to have, so quite a very nice skill. So we've also got Soleil's Witchfire as part of the build, currently at 4 points in the main and 3 in second right. I'm undecided whether I'm going to keep this or not, or in fact put more points in it or less. I'm really not sure. I believe this did change in its function. Either build 31 or full release. It used to have poison damage, or percentage poison damage on it, if I remember correctly. It now doesn't. But this is giving me 38% vitality damage, and this is giving a buff to chaos damage, as well as they both have flat damages on them. So that would be accounted for in Bloodburst, which gives main-handed damage, if I'm not mistaken. So that's nice to have. Yeah, just augmenting some of the secondary damage type there in vitality damage land, of course. So yeah, good to have, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. It might be a nice to have skill. Currently just 1 point in Curse of Frailty. I could crank this up more, but it's not massive priority right now. The minus movement speed is nice, but I've got 5 points currently in vulnerability. Again, something I'll possibly crank up, because this is debuffing all the damage types we're doing. Poison and acid and vitality, so that's super good to have. And finally, of course, Blood of Dreeg with Aspect of the Guardian, now it's called, apparently. So this buffs, Aspect of the Guardian is buffing our damage types, giving us a bit of resistances on its way when it's activated, and of course, Blood of Dreeg giving us healing, giving us some flat damage, some extra offensive ability. Both really nice, and probably, again, I should be investing more there. But we're not even finished with Arcanist. Arcanist? Arcanist. Here's where we are as of level 55. A full 12 out of 12 in inner focus. Kind of a no-brainer with most Arcanist builds, it seems to be. 1 point in Mirror of Arioctes. Again, pretty much, generally speaking, you'll often pick it up in an Arcanist build. Good panic button if you're ever in real strife. Currently 4 points in Maven's Sphere. It's tending to be enough for now in terms of protecting me. Again, may put more points in that as required. 1 point in Arcane Will, just because it gives you a bunch of damage and good stuff when it activates, so it's always nice to have on. Plans to go up to this line here, where there's conversion and mental alacrity. Mental alacrity plus the casting speed minus the skill energy cost. Very important, because we're spamming the bejesus out of Dreeg's Evil Eye, with just constant spam. So the less it costs and the quicker we can cast it, of course, the more damage we're going to do. And conversion, generally just 1 point, maybe more. We'll see how we go, but it does energy absorb from spells and gives us some other stuff, which is nice. And while we're here, we'll jump across to Devotion. Again, incomplete, and as with most Devotion stuff, it's kind of a work in progress, because you just never know. I mean, there's so much here. I mean, what can you do? But so, what have I done? I think I put a point in there, and in there. Have I got that right? Yes. So I've got a point in this one, green one, Eldritch, and a point in blue one, Primordial. And then I've invested in Viper. I've got full Viper complete. I've got full Rat complete, because this gives us nice poison damage, and it gives us Chaos and Eldritch, which is the main 2 focuses at the moment. Because I am planning to go to Abomination, because it's got this awesome skill over here, which is going to be... Wait, no, do I want that one or do I want this one? No, I want this one, Tainted Eruption. Look at that, all that poison damage. Oh my gosh, 15% chance on attack. It's filthy. And then maybe I can move this Acid Spray to something else, but that's really awesome. I'm keen on that. Heck, I might even complete the whole bloody thing. I don't do much chaos damage, but oh, boy, it's kind of tempting. Anyway, getting distracted. We'll go back to where we were. So Rat fully complete, because it gives us lots of nice poison damage. I've done Hawk for the offensive ability and crit damage. And I've also done Manticore. Gives offensive ability, poison damage, acid damage. Offensive ability, more acid and poison damage. And finally, Acid Spray, 15% chance on attack. This is what's currently on Dreeg's Evil Eye. Does nice AoE acid and poison damage, and reduces target resistances and armor and all that good stuff. So that's actually quite good. So I don't know if I want to, but that's 10 meter radius. That's a lot of damage, man. Holy moly, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, I think the end goal is to get to Abomination, because even without getting that skill, I mean, there's poison damage there. There's poison damage in most of these nodes anyway, so that's really good. We're going to head in that direction. Bada bam. Behemoth, did I mention Behemoth? I've got nearly maxed Behemoth, and I will max it because it gives me more of the points I need. But mostly got it for Giant's Blood as well. 15% chance when hit to give me nice delicious heals. So bam. Man, this is turning out to be a longer video than I intended. So in the attributes pane, split between physique and spirit, focusing more on physique now. I was going 1-to-1 initially, but then realized how squishy that was. So I'll be cranking physique, and we'll just continue to crank it at this point in time. And yeah, so gear-wise, of course, poison and acid resistance are the main focuses in terms of offensive. Then just the standard stuff as well. Offensive ability to hit nicely, defensive ability to stop being hit. All your resistances wherever you can to try and keep yourself from dying. Pretty simple stuff. Another important aspect of this build, however, is energy regeneration. Because we're going to just be going bam, 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 bam. So many eyeballs, right? I mean, the energy cost goes down pretty quickly. As well as all these skills that we've got running that do use energy, active energy per second. So that's worth keeping in mind. Some examples of the gear I've got. I am still running with Slime Bolter, which isn't the best gun really, but it's giving me acid and poison damage, percentage damages things, and +2 to Vile Eruption, plus 10% chance of a Slime Ball, which is just more awesome goodness. So it's actually a really nice gun when you're not using it. I'm using Harvest's Tome, which I think is when you become honored with Homestead. Again, acid and poison damage, energy regen, offensive ability, all that good stuff, minus energy cost. So that's really nice to have as well. Anything else worth mentioning? Eye of the Beholder is a cool item. Chaos and poison damage, but also gives Gaze weakness, which is a passive skill, which gives us 6% offensive ability, plus 6% offensive ability, which is really cool. And then just sort of generally, as best I can, to enable poison and acid damage while having decent armor and decent defenses, as you normally would. There's where we're getting +2 to Doombolt from the Cloth of Unspeakable Invocation. I'm using for the vitality damage. The chaos damage we're doing some, but not a lot. But it's giving me plus energy regen, plus spirit. It's not bad to have, although not the best. And then look, something like Leg Plates of Valor, which is not really aligned to the build in terms of damage, but health, defensive ability, resistances. It's important. It's as important, if not more important than offense, is not dying. Devil's Badge of Venom is really nice. Again, obviously from Devil's Crossing. And what's my thing? Corruption at the moment. Chaos and poison damage. Not ideal, but it's not bad either. I don't think the gloves are anything remarkable. Mighty of the Eagle. The affixes there. In terms of, maybe we'll go over the some of the components. Like this thing, Ectoplasm is a good one to have for the energy regen. I am using some, what are they called again? Roiling Bloods for the offensive ability. Possibly swap outable. I'm not really sure at this point. Hallowed Ground on the chest for the defensive aspect. Because this build was squishy for a time. It's doing a lot better now, but it was quite squishy. Ancient Armor Plate, again, can't really go past it. More on the defensive side on that kind of thing. Because we're doing so much offensive damage already, which I'll show you shortly. And as an example, I mean, if we go down to our actual damage types, we're doing 249% acid damage, 220% vitality damage, 219% chaos damage at a decent clip as well. And finally, 393% poison damage with 60% poison duration added on that. And that's just like the sheet damage. So it's pretty pimp. And you can see offensive ability 1406 it's sitting at, and defensively 1223. And even our base DPS 1151 is pretty solid. But of course we're not really using the on paper DPS because we're always using Dreeg's Evil Eye. I think that's really all that I need to mention. That's covered the most of it. It's still an incomplete build, but you generally get the vibe of what we're going for here. Poison and acid damage is the main credo, and the same in terms of the defensive stuff. Always pretty much the same approach with defense. So playstyle. I mean, as it would seem logical for such a build, you want to start with your Curse of Frailty. I tend to spam Curse of Frailty quite a lot. I just try to Doombolt in there to try and take out a good chunk of the hero mob's health. I don't know whether I hit them or not. But I just press a lot of Curse of Frailty to make sure I'm hitting most of the enemies in a group. Once I've done that, I then just spam right click to hit them with as much Dreeg's Evil Eye as I possibly can. And that's really about it, as I need to. Well, actually, generally when it comes off cooldown, I'm recasting Blood of Dreeg because its buffs are so good. But sometimes, or actually quite often I should say, I do tend to wait until I need a bit of a heal. So once my health degrades a bit, I recast it and get all those delicious buffs. So here we go, Curse of Frailty, Dreeg's Evil Eye spam, and we're good. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If I need to spam Mirror of Erioctes on, if I'm really getting clobbered, I will. To be honest, I tend to not need it too much at this point in time, which is a really good sign. And that's really it. It's kind of just rinse and repeat. So there we go. Hit him with Curse of Frailty nice and quickly. I'm now respected with the Outcast. And between Acid Spray and just Dreeg's Evil Eye's fragments that get casted, we got so much AoE that it's really quite crazy. But even cooler still, I mean, single target damage is pretty freaking high. As you can see, I just critted that guy there for like 2k hits and a 3k hit, just pummeled him. He had no chance. So it's a good mix, a good combination of such damage types. And plus, because we're fighting from range with such a nice slow from Curse of Frailty, you often find that just dudes can't really get to you all that much. So you just keep hitting them with that, and that's it. Bada bing bam bomb. Like I said, the main thing in terms of making sure you can keep casting Dreeg's Evil Eye is making sure you've got enough energy regen. So that's really worth keeping an eye on. And I might even be investigating in terms of the devotion tree, making sure that I've got some energy regen from devotion. I might need it, I might not, but there's some good constellations in the devotion tree that allow you to get some delicious things. Energy region, I just lost the word completely. So here we go, I'm going to use a Doom Bolt on those guys there, because they will be a bit of a nuisance. So if there's not a big single target due to be casting it at, I just cast it at a cluster of enemies that might be annoying. I didn't cast it at this guy because he's got Reflect, or he had Reflect up, and that's very dangerous. I've killed a hardcore character by nuking myself with chaos damage, and it's not fun. Sorry, with Doom Bolt on a Reflect, and it's not cool, man. I did it on a stream, actually. That was really awesome. Everyone got to see me die. I don't think there's much else to show. I think I've covered everything, and hopefully this build's impressing you, because as difficult it was to get started, at least for me personally, just struggling with the way the build should work, and I kept changing my skills, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to do things. But after all such time, it turned out really well. So it has rather turned out really well so far. And if I had set it up like this from the start, I think this character would have done a lot better than it did at some points of the Let's Play with Steve, because she has died a few times, I will admit. But if I had set her up like this at an earlier stage, I think we would have been a lot better off. So, yeah, give this a try for yourself. Like I said, I will want to do a further guide for this character as she levels up further. In addition to that, if you want to just keep an eye on all the trials and tribulations as we truck along, make sure to keep an eye out on the Let's Play that Steve and I are doing. And you can either go back to the past episodes or subscribe and watch all the future ones that are going to come out. And I hope to see you along for the ride. But in any case, yeah, just stick around, either for this future build guide or for that. Oh my god, I'm starting to ramble. I had better stop. My name is Kluger, guys. Please leave your likes and your comments below if you feel so inclined. I hope you got something out of today's video, and I hope to see you again very soon. My name is Kluger, and you guys have a great one.